the Za'atar part of the Za'atar tart, and I'm using Burmese tofu, and it's made using gram flour, which is ground dried chickpeas. You can make this directly in the pot, however, cleanup is a nightmare because it can get welded onto the bottom and you do lose some. I found that doing it in a double boiler makes the heat much more gentle and it doesn't catch as easy, and you've also got a little bit more time to work with it. I have measured it all for the metric, but you really can just use, it's basically 1 cup of gram flour, 2 cups of water. I'll put 1 cup of water into the bowl, so 200 mils into the bowl. This is 2 stock cubes and 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and then I'll add 2 tablespoons of Za'atar. Za'atar is a Middle Eastern spice blend. It's sesames, thyme, and then depending on who the manufacturer is, it's got things like marjoram, oregano, whichever, different green herbs. I'll also add a 1/4 teaspoon of celery salt. I made this one myself just by grinding up celery seeds and salt. That's another 200 mils of water in here. I'm cranking the heat up on the water until I can see it bubbling, and then I'm going to take it down. I'll also add in a bit of black pepper, maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. I'm a big fan of black pepper, so that is going to come down a bit to preference. There's enough water that the bottom of the pan is kind of shrouded in hot water. Into the stock and herb mix, I'm adding 130 grams of gram flour, that's a cup. It is better to sieve it as well. Give it a good mix through. Gone in with a spatula just so I can clean the sides of it, get everything mixed in fully and scraped out. Yeah, that needs to come down. Put the heat down to 5 now, so it's just starting to get a little bit too effervescent. And then pour the mixture into the bowl. Stir it together. I've left my flavourings to the side in case I need to add more in. Do not taste this at this stage because it will be rank. I mean, you can, but it's going to taste really bitter and disgusting because the chickpeas are raw. So we need to cook them. And then just keep moving that around. You'll see it starts thickening. So keep stirring, working it in. Pastry's been in for 15 minutes, so I'll just check it, but I think it should be okay. You can see that it's hardening, so it's starting to bake. I might give it another, I'm going to give it another 5 minutes. You can see it's thickening up really nicely, so just keep stirring it back in, breaking it down. I'm going to peel the peppers. You can see all this gorgeous juice that's come out. Make sure you don't waste that. Don't need it for this, but just, you know. So it should come apart very easily at this stage. And just be quite, you know, be relatively gentle with it. Squeeze out the seeds. You see it just slips away. Feel free to roast the peppers longer if you like, you know, so you really get that kind of toasted, smoky flavour. But because I'm going to bake the tart, I don't want to take them too far. This is another stir. It's really thickened up at this stage. I'm going to give it a little try at this stage. It should be cooked enough. I'm going to put another tablespoon of Za'atar and another tablespoon of Nooch. And I'll also add in 50 grams of sweet corn, 50 grams of peas, just thawed. So I'm going to lift the beans out on the paper. I'm going to put it in for 3 to 5 minutes just to let that top bit dry out a bit more because it's a little bit wet still. Turn the stove off, but I'm going to leave the pan on there, and the warmth from the water will keep this soft, otherwise it's going to start setting. Perfect. I'll now add the tofu into the case. You need to work a little bit fast with this. You want to get that in there as smoothly as possible in an even layer. I'm going to spray my hand in oil just to get it really flat and even in there without sticking. The flatter it is in there, the more clearly the layers will be. I'm going to put this to the side just to cool off a little bit while I do the peppers. My plan for the peppers is to roll them up into kind of a little rosette sort of shape. Cut it into 2, and then open it out and just scrape off any remaining seeds and also this little bit of membrane, and cut that into 2 again. I'm going to roll them up There we go. So we're going to do that to all of them. Change of plan with the peppers. The bell peppers are too thick to roll the way I wanted them. Had I bought all long pointed ones, would have been much better, but not to worry. We'll sidestep. So I'm just going to chop it up into little pieces. Time to start assembling. So I've got the oven back on at 160. Putting the onions on top. Spread it out. Pack it in there. Get it in quite tightly. Same with the mushrooms. And lastly, the peppers. I really wanted some vegan feta style cheese, but I couldn't find any in the shop. Try and get the peppers to completely cover the top, just because it looks nice. And I'll put this back in the oven now for 20 minutes or so, maybe half an hour. I need to try and clean this thing now. Yay! So here it is straight out of the oven. Brush it with some walnut oil, just to get it a little bit shiny on top. Oh yes, difference that little bit of walnut oil makes. Remember how I said I was going to save the glaze for something? I'm going to make a glaze. The idea just popped in my head. You can see it's already quite thickened. That's a little bit of water. You just need enough to get the potato starch moving. This tart is going to be better the following day. So, you know, the more time it has to kind of relax and chill out, develop its flavours, the better. But it is going to be my dinner this evening. I'll add the potato starch spoonful at a time into the pepper juice. Stir it in. Give it a really good mix. This might be better to make in a bain-marie, just so you don't get that intense heat underneath and end up with jelly. Slather that on. So let that cool down for a while. It's come out looking pretty good. I'm amazed I pulled it off. Only the peppers went kind of raw, and I can live with that. I have put the tart back in the oven for another 10 minutes and then just leave it in there with the oven off, just to get the shell a little bit crispier. So you can see the different layers. Yes, it worked. Okay, how does it taste? Oh wow. Okay, that tastes amazing. Like, I'm surprised how good it tastes. Everything has worked together really well and they're kind of boosting each other up. If you enjoy your food in clearly demarcated layers, then hit subscribe and tap that bell icon and I'll serve you up another slice.